Eric and Michael, I suppose, on the bicycle. It is indeed Michael on the bicycle. That's Breach jumping about again. That would be about 76 or 77, I presume. Breach just loved the camera. That's Mammy and Daddy coming out of Alec's house called Glen Swilly. Kay and Alec met in Glen Swilly. That's Kay feeding Paul. Must have been down for his christening. That's Kay and Alec getting ready to come out with him for his christening. And that's Tony Kelly next door to Alex. And that is in the church. Being christened. Big excitement that day. That's John. Breda. Alec and Kay and Paul. And Breda. Kay's sister. And John. The sponsors. And that's Michael. And that's Michael and Breach. And Mrs. Noonan or Mr. Noonan. And Alec. And that's Breach and Michael, Daddy and Mommy. And that's the Lionses and more of the Noonans. That's Mike Noonan and Joan. Oh, these must have been just children that were in. Now that's Daddy and Mommy, Mrs. Noonan. And John and Breda, their godchild. A long time ago. Paul is now a physiotherapist in Cathedral. Look at my mother, not a grey hair. Some of the family, that's Breach having our meal afterwards. In the house. John Lyons, or John. Kay's father. Some of the cousins, that's Mike Noonan. The cake, stork and all on it. These go back a long time. It's Michael, that's Breda. Kathleen, still a cigarette in her hand. That's Breach. Mike Noonan. Now this is taken in Limerick now, so they're not local, but they're still family. That's my mother. Now this is a festival. This is the Aer Lingus Choir. I came to Letterkenny for the festival, like 76 or 77. I can't remember who that is. It was the Donnellys arranged that. Cathedral Place, Lars Frank Goller and Francis. Oh, Francis Dubber. Castle Street, God have mercy on her. Going a bit fast now, I can't really. It's Sean Donnelly, I think. That's Mrs. Kelly. And that's the Clarkins, Peter Clarkin and his wife, his late wife. Look at the crowds. That's the late Tommy Nee. And that's Leo Cullen, famous painter, was a great man in the market square. Look at the young nuns over the background. These were a great group. They were very entertaining. That's Anita Nee and Maria. And this is one of the foreign groups that came to entertain us, and I just don't know exactly where they were from. And I won't even hazard a guess. Look at the crowds now, that was right up. Now this is Tommy Alcorn's float. That's Mrs. late Mrs. Alcorn, and I'm sure that's Caroline in the tub. If we got a real close up, but I can't. I don't know who's in the the house, the outhouse. That's Charlie Barbara Collins doing old King Cole. He was in Kelly's float. Charlie was always entertaining. He's a great character, and he's sadly missed by all of us. Now here are the Morris dancers. They were the usual treat that we had every year. They were very, very popular. Sergeant Kelly, Tim Kelly, always in duty. This was the Ballyrain Hotel, the CD. They always done a very entertaining float. I'd say this is the ICA. It does indeed. There are a lot of them squeezed into that. I hope it has. Now that's the baby show. They depict the baby show. This is the Indians. The other very entertaining group. Look at the crowds. Never seen anything like it. This was a Saturday afternoon, and every year was the same. Now that's Paul Blake again with his mummy and daddy, Alec and Kay. The house is there. There's a different. Huh? That's Danny McDade and his wife. Danny did the Olympics. It's Noel Crossan, and that's a young crowd of the Larkins. That's May Halpin, and that's Michael Blake and some of his pals outside the cathedral. I would love to name them all. I think this might be one of the O'Donnells, but that's Danny McDade and his Olympic outfit. Danny did the Olympics a few times. It must have been a sponsored walk or something or other. That's some of Frank Larkin's crowd again. That's Phil Doherty and John Boyce and wives. This is a town band over at the Cathedral car park. That's Breach Blakesy there on the right hand side. Yes. And Eileen Peoples, I think. That's the town band. I will have to come on to see what this is all about. But it was a sponsored walk for something or other. Where have they all gone now, eh? And Danny was leading them off, obviously. And Brian Walsh was there again. It must have been something to do with the community centre, because Brian did a lot of work for it, and a lot of sponsorship walks took place and lots of other activities. And there's Brother Austin in the background, and there's more of the Larkins. It's Hannah Laughlin and Liz Crumlish, I think. I have to try and be accurate. Now it's going down Spears Lane. It's above Fenton's. That's the AWS. My goodness me, that's what the library is today. Completely different scene in the town. That's some of the Johnsons. They're all married now. That's Sean Cornan, Nora down to Lower Main Street, and that's Al Larkin. And the late Francis Larkin. That's Gregory Cullen and Michael. Gregory Cullen's now a professional golfer in Germany. I just love to be able to name all these boys and girls. That's Brian Walsh now in London. Married with a little girl. They're all returning from their walk, and they're giving in their sponsorship cards at the cathedral. They're all very excited anyway. They seem to have got a good day. Just who is this now? This is Brady Keys and Thomas and Mrs. Keys and Johnny Keys with one of their children. That's Bobby Ellett and Machine and Margaret and Jim Laughlin with one of their children, and that's the Toners. And now this is the McTiggs of Glencar, Dan McTigg's family. There's Joe on the seat, Pat Rorty there. This is some other cathedral function. Sorry that one of the McTiggs was so short. That's Father Only Freeland, Canon and Monsignor McDyer. Father Crossan, Father Mark Coyle, Father Woolley and the Bishop, Father Austin Lafferty, Johnny Doyle and Mona outside the cathedral, Sheila Hoare outside the cathedral, Sheila O'Boyle I should say. Now let's go. Father Willie Bradley's there somewhere. I saw him passing by. Now this is a bit dark. I think that's Suzanne Keeney. That's departed from us too. There's Mrs. Foodie. The late Sean O'Donnell. I think that's Louis Watch. That's A.D. Kelly and Sister Canis. And the late Jeff Pendergast and his wife Mary, Paddy McCafferty, who used to work in Kelly's brother Mail. Father Crossan. Oh, this must have been Father Crossan's ordination. That's what it was. There's Paddy Stevenson. Look at his lovely long hair. That's Mrs. Crossan, Father Willie. That's what that is. All the Crossan family of Cornwall. That's Father, I guess Father Eamon's ordination. That was a very big family. Father Eddie worked in Kelly's Mills. Father Willie, very shy with the camera. It's a bit dark, I just can't see who's who. Nothing coming up here now. Whatever strong. Oh, that's some of the boys. That's Dodo Winston and Frankie Monaghan and Patrick and Dennis Doherty and Frank Sweeney, the pub, and that's Tony and Mary Gallagher. And that's Peg Allison and Mrs. McBride of Ardadon, Angela's mother. And that's Paddy Kelly of Ballymaccool, and that's Jack Boyce of Port Road, and Jimmy McLinchy of Manor. Look at Dodo, doesn't he look well? And that's one of the Crossings as well, one of their children. And there's Mrs. Russell and Mrs. Lockard of Ardadon just gone past. And that's Mrs. O'Donnell. And look at Rasha Callan, God be good to her, she's gone too. Rasha, the shop in the main street, and the Crossings were always about it. Oh, there's Mrs. McDade, Lower Main Street. Bridget's mother, that's Sean O'Donnell, Ballymaccool, lives over about Lifford, or Drumkeen now. That's more of the Crossings. And that's Breed Duffy of the back road. And that's Kathleen, that's a Frank Larkin in our house in years gone by. I think it was his birthday or something, they came down. He was singing a song anyhow. And a good singer he was. I don't know whether he still sings or not, but he's very fond of football. And he goes to a lot of football matches. And he looks very well, but a lot older now. That was Father Peter Moriarty when he visited our house. Just a brief visit, I think. That's our bridge. And that's Brady Laughlin. Let Brady Laughlin. And that's Liam Rorty, next door neighbour. I'm sorry, that's very bad. And that's Annie Rorty. Now that's Daddy with one of the grandchildren. Now which of them it is, I don't know. Let's see who's around. Whether it's Paul or Marie or Karen. That's not Karen anyway, but we'll find out as the tape goes on. Must have been Marie because that's Paul giving us a song. I'm sure it was wonderful. I'm sure they'll love me when they see these. Aye, that is Marie in Daddy's arms. She hasn't changed much. They used to come up from Limerick in regular visits. Yes, they still do come regularly. Oh, Paul loved singing. They loved the microphone, loved the camera. But they'll not love seeing this. To be sure, to be sure. That's Mammy with him. Times big changes. Look at Paul. It's Alec Blake. Alec's living in Limerick. That's Paul again, and that's Kathleen and Bridge and John. These mightn't be just in sequence, you know. They're all over one another. But at least we have them, so I'm not so sure of the dates. It's 76 or 77, around that time maybe. Onto the microphone. Although Bridge is very fond of the microphone, still is. She still sings and entertains. Now this is a very, very bad, bright film, but it's just John Blake and Mammy and Daddy and Kathleen. They're back in Bridge. Of course, everything's changed. That's Kathleen and Paul and Bridge, the back door. Paul's not able to say very much. Bridge doing it all for him. This is Frank Larkin singing again. Must have been on a different day. Billy tells me he's singing Humpty Dumpty. But I'm sure his taste in music has changed since then. And he's doing his Ba Ba Black Sheep. Billy has a sound in another track. I think I had just got the sound camera at that stage. This was long before video cameras were even thought about. Now that's Alec and Paul again. And that's the Blakes always came to our house on a Christmas morning, and Rich Blake, Ita Blake, Karen and Brenda and Tony and Gary. Those were the days. Tony's now Donegal goalkeeper. Brenda's in London, Karen's married in town too, and Gary's in London. That's Kay now playing with Paul again with the Christmas toys. now we go into Rorty's, and this is some of the McNulty's, and there's Billy who's doing all this work, and that's Paul McNulty again, Patricia, and there's Billy and his mammy. But Billy, you wouldn't know you there. That's your daddy, Liam Rorty. This was another Christmas day. Now there's Eliza and Paul McNulty with their grandfather Liam Rorty and Patricia Anderson Rorty, and that's Margaret Rorty with Kieran McNulty and Billy. And this is the Blakes, Ewan Blake and Brenda and Karen and Busty and Kitty. And I think I saw Cyril Macaulay there as well. That is Cyril Macaulay. And that's Gary and Tony. Look at Tony, my goodness me, they'll love me for this. Now that's Tony Blake apparently, and his own kitchen. And that's Ewan and Kitty at the door. And that's Alec now with Paul and Marie and Kay Blake. Another visit. No, this isn't Christmas time, this must be another time of the year. And that's Daddy Michael Blake and Mammy Molly. There's Paul again, and that's Kay and Marie. And that's Michael trying to soothe Marie, playing with Marie. That is Paul getting ready to go somewhere. And that's Marie with Granda. Well, yeah, look at her. And that's them getting ready to go off. That's Michael at the door hiding. Getting off another journey home to Limerick. Oh my goodness me. That's Rorty's back and our back. What it was like then. And that's Michael blowing bubbles.